Hey everyone, my name is Random Attributes, and this is the beginning of a new playlist for the old Quest games by Sierra. Today we are looking at the Police Quest series. Now, look, I need to say this right off the bat. I definitely feel some level of discomfort playing these games in 2023, that it might be considered as problematic, to use the word that the kids use these days. The reason I'm revisiting these games is because I simply wanted to play through most of Sierra's back catalogue of adventure games, and I played through these games as a kid, or some of them at least, and I never really understood what Police Quest was actually about. The subject matter, the dialogue, the entire adventure, that sort of thing. And if so, I would like to try and fix that today. As I understand it, these games, especially the first two, they were designed about following correct policing procedures. For example, if we need to arrest someone, and I'm sure we will, there is a clear procedure in the manual that we absolutely have to follow. If we deviate from that procedure at all, that's going to result in either the loss of points or we just flat out lose the game. We can't turn up to the first car crash, for example, fire our gun and get away with it. That is not happening. It was about following those processes, being a good police officer, and it also acted as a pretty good method of copy protection just quietly. I'm personally coming into these games from the point of view that we're being a good police officer, we're working in a good police department where everything is running correctly and smoothly and there will be no controversy and nothing will go wrong at all. These games are fiction. They are fiction based on a fantasy. My personal interactions with the police in the real world have all been very friendly, very polite, very cordial, but I need to note that I hardly ever leave the house. I had a very sheltered childhood. I'm too much of a wuss to attend social protests, and I'm white. So I can't say with any honesty that I get it. But I think I can say to you at least that I think I understand it. And I will be thinking about that throughout this entire series. The police offer us a very useful service at times, and at other times, don't get me started. That's all I can say. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to alienate everyone. Now, my history with these games is as follows. I've definitely completed the EGA version of Police Quest 1, that's what we're looking at today, but I don't remember anything about it, and I think I used a walkthrough for about 90% of it. So it's not a blind playthrough, but I think after the first 5 minutes or so, it is going to be considered blind. I think I have seen the VGA version of this, but I don't remember it at all, so I think that can also be considered to be a blind playthrough. For Police Quest 2, I'm genuinely not sure. I may have seen the first 5 minutes of that game, but that's all I've seen, I think. I fired it up very briefly, and some of the dialogue looked familiar, but I don't remember anything about that game at all, so I think Police Quest 2 can be considered blind. For Police Quest 3, I have definitely played some of that. I think I got stuck on day 3 or day 4 with certain events in a hospital. I've definitely cheated with that game though, and I've seen the ending of that game and that ending. I remember that, and I also remember something about one of our fellow officers. That's about as much as I remember about Police Quest 3, and Police Quest 4 is absolutely blind because I have not played that at all. Alright, so without further ado, let's take a look at the EGA version of Police Quest 1. That's not music. We're going straight into shooting the logo with an assault rifle or something. I think I take back everything that I just said in the little intro there. I did have a look through some of these names. I saw some familiar names. Scott Murphy's involved. Mark Crowe is involved. They were both involved with Space Quest. Al Lowe is the programmer, which is kind of hilarious because he is most primarily responsible for the Leisure Suit Larry series. Ken Williams, he was from King's Quest. And I don't recognise the other names here, but yeah, it seemed like Sierra was a very small organisation back then, and they all helped each other out with their various games. Right, enough of that. So, similar to Space Quest 1 back in the day, we have a text interpreter here. I can say hello. The game says hello back. You can use the arrow keys to move around. We can change the speed here. We got slow. I've also discovered that if I type in slow here, it's going to switch to slow speed. And go to normal. And that moves me just fractionally faster. Fast is pretty much where I'll need to play this game, because if I switch it over to fastest, that's a little bit too fast. We definitely can't move around like that. That's not happening. All right. As I understand it, we are Police Officer Sonny Bonds, and we're a police officer of some sort. I don't know what our rank is. I don't know what our job is. I know nothing. Going to this relatively blind. The manual doesn't actually say anything about who Sonny Bonds is. It's just got stuff about how to be a good police officer. What to wear, your personal conduct, what we need to take with us. I know most of those are in our locker, but not all of them perhaps. We'll find out. What sort of hygiene we need to practice? Apparently, we are not allowed to have beards. Plainclothes detectives may have them, but standard officers may not have beards. So if you see someone with a beard out on the street today, you are warned. Yeah, there's nothing about who Sonny is. Oh, the radio codes. I definitely need these because I've seen some of these codes used throughout the game, but I'll just keep those on my separate screen so that I can refer to them as the game goes on. And beyond this page, we have spoilers. This is literally all we know. This is an interactive movie. It's not a video game, it's an interactive movie where you become the main character. In this case, the main character is Sonny Bonds, a police officer in the fictional town of Lytton. I believe that's pronounced Lytton. If it's wrong, blame Google. Each 3D animated adventure game has a main goal, and yours in Police Quest is to bust a big-time drug dealer with a street name of Death Angel. So we just need to get there, sprinkle some cocaine, and we're good. You will need to advance from street officer to undercover cop. We can grow a beard. Establish trustworthy contacts and valuable leads in order to make solid progress. Before you hit the streets, you will need to know proper police procedures, be familiar with the streets of Lytton, and have a working knowledge of the vehicle and traffic code. It takes common sense, logical thinking, and real guts to be a Blue Knight. I don't think I've ever heard that term before, and quite frankly, I wish I hadn't. The other thing that's not in this manual is a map. That actually came separately. I'm not sure why it hasn't been included, but this is the map of Lytton. I'm definitely going to need this because I believe the radio mentions streets by name, and I'm going to need to look this up. I can see here we've got Parkway on the left, Clearwater Drive on the right, and then we've got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and so on up to 10th going vertically. Horizontally, however, it's a different story. These are the names of trees: palm, oak, fig, peach, rose, lily, poppy, and river at the bottom. And in the middle, dividing the map, we have Highway 41. I don't know if Highway 41 is actually in California or not. If it's not, please direct any complaints to Sierra, as always. All right, let's take a look at this game. Around the hallway is a keyboard, a table holding radio extenders, a photograph on the far wall, and a barred window to the evidence room. All right, let's look at the table. We're going to be looking at everything today. The table holds handheld radio extenders that work in conjunction with your police car radio when you are not near your patrol car. Right, let's take a radio extender. You pick up a squelchy, noisy, but workable extender. And we've got some points for that. We have a photograph on the far wall. This is the most recent photograph of Lytton's Chief of Police, Randolph Brown-Nose Whipplestick. Brown-Nose? Really? Appointed to the department only 10 years ago, Ol BN rapidly manipulated his way to the top. Okay, so the police are dirty. So realistic. Photograph on the far wall. Barred window. The keyboard. I missed the keyboard. This keyboard holds the keys to the squad cars that are presently operable. Alright, well, can I grab a key then? Really? You take the patrol car's keys from the keyboard. We have a car key. Keyboard, table holding radio extenders, photograph on the far wall, and a barred window to the evidence room. Russ, the keeper of the evidence lockup, says, "Howdy, Sonny. Haven't seen anything with your name on it come in lately." Can I talk to Russ? Another day, another dollar. Write some tickets and Dooley won't holler. Lovely little rhyme there. You see Russ looking back at you. Can I look at that thing underneath him? Look at bars, maybe? Think of a barred window, it's not going to understand that. Yeah, no. What else can I look at? It's not going to tell me where these doors go. I think I'm just going to have to enter them and see what we can see. Anything about the floor? You look down and notice a very clean, grey tiled floor. That doesn't look tiled to me, it just looks very grey. It looks like concrete. Fluorescent lights illuminate the hallway. I mean, I know where we are. We're in a police station, but all the same, I'd like to say that we're in Lytton PD or something. Oh my word, look at this. Look at this. That's bringing back some nightmares. What the hell is a B drive? Right, let me overwrite that game. I think I made that game about 3 months ago when I was doing testing. And let's have a look around here. We have at least 5 exits. This exit this way. Go up, through that door on the left, and through the 2 doors to the right. There is a table against the far wall below a photograph. The 3 doorways lead to Lieutenant Morgan's office, to the outside, and to the narcotics office. Right, one of these is narcotics, one is Lieutenant Morgan. What is that photograph? A group photograph of the Lytton Superior Court Justices hangs on the wall. Is there anything hiding underneath the photograph? Don't really need it. I know there's nothing here, I'm just screwing around. What's on this table? On the table is a basket marked in. That's giving me some nightmares as well. This is where you submit your reports and memos. Next to the basket is a pad of blank memos. Can I take that pad? You don't need to submit a memo at this time, but if you did, this would be a perfect place to do it. On the table, you see a stack of blank office memos. Guess if I do that. Yep, same thing. What about this window? You try to look through the window, but you can't see in, since the blinds are shut. Knock on window. There's no answer. What about the door? No answer. Can I open this door? That sound effect. This is Lieutenant Morgan's office. Our superior, perhaps? Lieutenant Morgan says, "Sonny, I'm extremely busy right now. Besides, uniformed cops don't belong in narcotics division. Would you please hit the road and write some tickets?" Don't worry, I'll forget about that accent the moment I have to voice him again. What can we see around here? We're not close enough to the desk to look at it. Lieutenant Morgan keeps his desk neat and clean, with a place for everything and everything in its place. There is a telephone on his desk. Before we go any further, I need to note that the game used the apostrophe on it correctly. Okay, you've got a telephone. Not close enough to the telephone, really? 555-6674. Now, I don't know how much information I'm going to need here, but I do have a pen and paper with me, so let me just write that down very quickly. We never know when we're off duty and we're feeling lonely whether we'll need to give him a call or not. Oh, we got points for that. We just got 2 points for that. That was important. Okay. Please, Sonny, I've got a ton of paperwork to do and no time for conversation. If I loiter here, am I going to get busted? It's a window with mini blinds. Lieutenant Morgan keeps his window nailed shut. Nailed shut, excuse me? Can't do that. What else is on your desk? Morgan jabs, Sonny, can't you see I'm busy? There's something on the right-hand side there. I assume it's like not a printer, but maybe a memo tray or something. Don't need it. What's on the wall? These walls do a fine job of holding up the ceiling. Very cute. Look at board, maybe? See nothing special? That looks like a map. Lytton City map. Same thing again. I'm not going to repeat myself. Poster. We don't have a poster. What about these drawers over here? See nothing special. Open. It's probably a cabinet. Only Lieutenant Morgan has access to this file. This file is locked. The books on the shelves belong to the lieutenants. Can I take any of the books? Can I read any of the books? Can I read a book? No. Look at the light. I find them quite illuminating. Whoop-de-doo. I was thinking about this little lamp on top of the cabinets, but whatever. What about you yourself, sir? Lieutenant Morgan is a handsome, middle-aged man with a winsome touch of grey to his hair. I have a lot of time for paperwork and no time to talk. All right, we're not supposed to be in here, clearly. We definitely got points for getting the phone number, though, which is curious. That's the same thing. Lieutenant Morgan barks, Sonny, get out from behind my desk! I was trying to see if I could sit down there quickly enough before he arrived. Might have to slow the game down a bit. Warming the chair will be all you accomplished. Alright, well I feel like I've trolled you enough, but I'm going to restore my game just so I don't upset you in case something goes wrong. We've got the radio extender, we've got the key. Let's open up this door. And look at the phone. That's crazy. Yeah, this is worth 2 points. So I assume we need that information for later in the game. All right, let me just save my game because I'm pretty sure if I walk out the left here. It seems you have missed one briefing too many. Sergeant Dooley places you on administrative leave without pay for 5 days. Administrative leave without pay. Yeah, this is clearly a work of fiction. Next time, attend briefings. Thanks for playing. Next time, don't make this mistake again. And I can't move now. Let's look. Oh, we're dead. We are actually dead. We've walked out, we've been placed on administrative leave, and that was enough to kill us. It's not a game over. We are actually dead. All right, this is outside in the car park by the looks of it. We got at least 5 vehicles, including what looks like a Corvette down the bottom right-hand side there. 3 patrol cars and 1 ugly patrol car up on the top right. Not sure what that's intended to be. I'm sure we'll get out there shortly. All right, what's in here? Is this narcotics? Ah, the narcotics office, where undercover cops roam. There are 2 desks, a filing cabinet against the rear wall, and a bookcase in the far right corner. And we have someone sitting here. Narcotics Detective Laura Watts says, "Sonny, you'd better not let Lieutenant Morgan or Sergeant Dooley catch you killing time in here." I'm not going to try doing a female voice. "Sonny, are you going to be late for briefing again?" I'm literally across the desk from her. Come on, game. I can't get any closer than this. Yeah, I was using her last name. Didn't work. Narcotics Detective Laura Watts is a veteran narcotics cop and all business. Can I talk to Laura then? Yes, I can. We've seen that already. I see some keys. The keys hanging on the keyboard are for the narcotics department's unmarked cars. Below the keyboard hangs a clipboard. Don't know why I had so much trouble reading that. Clipboard. Oh dear, okay. 10851 VC, Grand Theft, also. That's going to be a pretty cool game when it comes out. 1983, Cadillac Coupe DeVille, black, CA license, I'm not reading all that. Stolen in Listen, CA. 1985, Yamaha 750cc motorcycle, cherry red with saddlebags, stolen in Listen, CA. Oh no. I have regrets. You may also use the cursor keys to turn the pages. All right, so there's 4 pages here. I'm using right, and that's just cycling through them. But I can also go left and cycle the other way. 459 PC, burglary. Remington rifle, .22 caliber, lever action, oak stock, gold-plated trigger. Serial 1234567 That's suspicious. Ladies silk panties, 57 pair, size 4650. I'm uncomfortable. No, I'm not reading that. Same thing, 459 PC. Hog and dog food, 2,400 pounds, taken from Fat Fred's Fat and Feed Farm, Listen. 9 largemouth belly busting stink baits, stolen from Chink's Cast and Catch It bait store. I hope that's not racist. Wedding rings, 8 24 carats with diamond stones, taken from Jesse the jeweler. Be on the lookout. Dog, 3 years old, 145 pounds. That's a big dog. Black and white spots, name Buffy, aka the consumer. All right, how do I get out of here? Leave. Put clipboard away. Undo. We got no points for that, so I suspect this is something that we're going to need to look at later in the game. Are you lost, Sonny? Detective Laura Watts asks. The patrol cars are out in the yard. Just having a look around your office. Yes, I'm going to be late for briefing again. Also, the word again doesn't inspire me with confidence. This file cabinet contains the files on the current Listen PD active narcotics cases. We're clearly not supposed to be in here. The bulletin board is filled with terminally boring stuff. All right, we're not looking at that. Bookcase. The bookcase contains official departmental manuals. The desk on the right has in and out baskets, a telephone, but no nameplate. No one's here. Yes, there is a phone in the room, but we can't get its number. Hey, it's empty. What about your basket, Laura? Nothing in Laura's basket pertains to you. Yeah, I don't remember enough about this game to be able to say with any certainty whether we're going to be sitting behind that desk or not. I just don't. You see blue sky and green bushes. Lovely day. All right, fine. All right, I've just done a load of the game just so I haven't wasted time in there. Let's check out this door here. Are you sizing up my office or what? Sonny, are you going to be late for briefing again? Officer Bonds, your public awaits you. We're an officer. Where are we? This is Sergeant Dooley's office. Many butts have been chewed out in this room. Judging by what Laura was saying, I assume he is our direct superior. You see the brickwork of an exterior wall. I can't spell look. Still haven't got used to this mechanical keyboard. Sonny, you know you don't belong in this office without an invitation. Get to work. Dooley keeps his desk neat and orderly. Yeah, we need to get out of here. Look at Dooley. After I look at the chair. Sergeant Dooley, the old veteran, barks a lot, but rarely bites. I don't have it. All right, I'll come back for you shortly. Anything in the bookcase? In the bookcase are various volumes of official departmental procedures and general orders guaranteed to cure insomnia. All right. Is that a trophy up there? It is. The inscription on the trophy reads, Sergeant John Dooley, 3rd place, 5th Annual Pygmy Goat Races. Yeah, definitely a work of fiction. Really? Certificate of Accomplishment for Outstanding Achievements in the Leadership of City of Lytton Community Youth Programs. That's more like it. What about this thing on the right-hand side? That was what I was trying to look at. Photograph. I don't think we could look at that on the right-hand wall. Yeah, it's fine. All right, I'm going to load again just so I do not screw that up. We'll check out the other door. I know the briefing room is just on the top right there, so let's go in here perhaps. Looks like a locker room. This is the Lytton PD locker room. And there's a naked dude at the back. Need to put a content warning on this video. Look at lockers. One of these all-metal, double-stacked lockers is assigned to you. Finding it is up to you. All right. What about the floor and the ceiling? You look down and notice a very clean, blue-tiled floor. Yeah, this has got tiles. We can see the tiles here. We couldn't see them outside, but we can totally see them here. Look at green thing. Don't know what that is. I assume it's like a mat or something to absorb all the moisture, or just to keep officers' feet clean from the tiles. I'm not sure. What have we got here? Can you believe that, Morris Fudley? Every day he showers here, because he's too cheap to shower at home. You say that like I don't poop at work, dude. Oh, he's leaving. He left. I'd like to know who these people are. Say, Sonny, do you know how to tell the difference between an oral and rectal thermometer? If you say put it in your mouth. Christ. Police officer humour. By the taste. Well, I'll see you later. I'm late for a date to raise my caffeine level. Late for coffee. Do you know the best thing about this shower, Sonny? It costs less than using the shower at home. It's free. Too bad you had to work, Sonny, says Fudley. I'm 10:10. It's beer time for me. What is 10:10? I really don't know how to feel about someone using a radio code in the shower. I don't care if you're in the police department in the locker room. The fact that you're using a radio code in the shower seems very, very wrong to me. 1010 means you are off duty. Makes sense. Hey man, what are you staring at? I have definitely seen that we can lose points or things can go wrong if we turn the shower on, so I need to show you that. Turn on shower. There's nothing like a nice hot shower. Congratulations! Most players don't enter a shower while fully clothed. You've just lost a point. And we can just do that over and over and lose all our points. And I did see just before starting recording that if I go back in here, you've been docked 1 point for leaving the shower running. And yeah, we get different prompts depending on whether we've got points or not. Like if I walk back in here now, it's going to say, if you had any points, you would have lost them for leaving the shower running. Remember, Sonny, waste not, want not. We get a similar thing here if we walk back in here. Don't you feel foolish standing in the shower fully clothed? If you had any points, you'd have lost some for this. Yeah, you definitely can't do that in the place where you work, dude. At home, maybe, but at the place where you work, absolutely not. Boy, what a hangover I have. I should have left the Blue Room earlier last night. What is the Blue Room? Nightclub? Pub? Not sure. Alright, one of these lockers is ours. Our locker is too far away. There we go. You store your personal gear in your locker. Christ. Ah, there we go. You see your weapon in your gun belt. I assume that's on the left-hand side there. There is a speed loader of ammunition on the shelf. Your briefcase rests on the bottom of the locker. The keys to your Corvette. That's our Corvette? Okay, I've got a lot of questions. The keys to your Corvette are hanging on a hook. Your towel is neatly folded in the bottom of the locker. Your civilian clothes are hanging on a hanger. An old t-shirt and a pair of jeans hang here. What do we need? We definitely need the gun. The policeman's tool belt. Don't leave home without it. Guns. You take a speed loader with 6 rounds of .357 Magnum hollow point silver jacketed bullets. We have a decent gun. We need to take the briefcase for sure. Your briefcase contains many items you'll need in the field. Can I have a look inside? I can. Your briefcase contains your pen, a notebook, and your official LPD ticket book. Okay, take notebook. You take the notebook from your briefcase. This pen was a high school graduation gift. And let's take the ticket book. You take your pinch book from your briefcase. What is a pinch book? Is that just a fancy word for ticket or something else? Close case. There we go. Can I take the key or the towel, perhaps? Regulations require a shower before changing. Okay, we just dropped everything. I'm naked. But I don't need to change right now. What I need to do is attend the briefing. Can I take the key? You don't need the keys until you're off duty. Briefing 1300. The briefing room contains a single podium and 4 report writing tables. On the far wall are 8 pigeonholes. On the front wall, there is a blackboard. Oh no! Here you are for the 1300 briefing, and it's 13:15. Once again, you spent too much time goofing off. Alright, fine. Let's do that again, except I'll do this much, much faster. We need a radio. We need a key. There's also a little break in the recording there because I had to re-record some of that. Gonna get the phone number of this guy. And yeah, if this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to maybe change the order of events. Maybe I just attend the briefing first and then do everything else. That would make the most sense, but since when have I ever followed directions properly? Can't spell open. Alright, take the gun, the ammunition, case. I knew it. Alright, so hopefully we're good. We're good. There's something different in here. The paper is down on the bottom right-hand thing. Alright, let's have a look around here. It's a regular blackboard, but Dooley keeps all his chalk and erasers locked up so you can't leave any cute messages. Why would we do that? We're a professional police officer. They must be talking about our co-workers. This is the pulpit from which Sergeant Dooley delivers his words of wisdom and inspiration to his troops. Listen and take careful notes during each briefing. I've got pen and paper here. Right, there were pigeonholes on the right. You look in Steve's pigeonhole and see a stack of subpoenas. And we got a point for that. Quit snooping around in other officers' pigeonholes. You check your pigeonhole and find a handwritten message. Sonny, how about an 1198 at Carol's Caffeine Castle later in the shift? Steve, what is an 1198? An 1198 is a meeting. I guess that's just a manly way of saying, hey, I'd like to catch up with you and make sure everything's okay. All right, well, that seems reasonable enough. Since you no longer need the message, you discard it. Carol's Caffeine Castle. Let me write that down. Sonny may not need that note, but I certainly do. I've written down Carol's Caffeine Castle, Steve, later in shift. What is on the table here? Actually, what's in the last pigeonhole? You look in Jack's pigeonhole and see a message that reads, I shot the last sucker that nosed around in my pigeonhole. I don't think you should be a police officer. Once again, so realistic. There is a newspaper lying on the table. You pick up this morning's edition of the Listen Tribune. Oh no, there's a lot here. And look at that down the bottom. Do I really want to read this? I think I do. So let's go with the headline, Dope in the City. The city of Lytton, once a beautiful, peaceful, quiet city with few major crime problems, is now experiencing rapid growth and prosperity. But along with growth has come an alarming increase in the crime rate that is threatening the peace of Lytton. Police Sergeant John Dooley states that dangerous drugs are showing up on the streets and in our schools. The homicide rate and prostitution are at a level the city has never seen. The Tribune has learned from a reliable source that a big-time drug dealer with the street name of Death Angel may be responsible for the drug traffic. We heard about that in the manual. I'll continue reading that column. LPD Officer of the Year nominees. Lytton PD Chief Whipplestick has nominated Sonny Bonds and Joe Walters for LPD Officer of the Year Award due to outstanding effort and commitment in crime prevention. And yet we're goofing off and not attending briefings by the looks of it. President Hickle, Smugsville, USA. President Hickle was in Smugsville yesterday evening observing the annual migration of the red-bellied swamp codlers. The president, who has been a bird watcher since childhood, rates the macing dance of the codler as being as spectacular as the gold-crowned scum-sucker. The president candidly admitted that he once skipped the Geneva Arms Convention to watch some old codlers mate. The fuck is wrong with you, dude? The president says a bill is presently before the Senate proclaiming National Codler Day. All right, well, you seem terribly useless. Once again, very realistic. Escaped. Lytton City Jail reported the escape of a female prison inmate last night. That seems important. Florine Flastered Flora Paxton flew the coop by hiding beneath a pile of soiled prison laundry in a hand-pushed basket. That is terrible on many levels. I do wonder if we'll be running into her at some points. Kingdom of Daventry is now under siege by a renegade three-headed dragon. One unidentified gnome stated the kingdom is in a state of emergency. I wonder if that is actually a reference to one of the King's Quest games, if it does actually come under siege by a three-headed dragon, or if someone's just making that up. It's fine either way. And once again, we got points for that. Sonny Bonds, please find your place. Briefing is about to begin. Where is our place? Can I look at these dudes now? Ah! Missed that. Hey, Sonny, that story in this morning's paper sure made you look good. Dooley yells, Sonny, find your desk! Where's my desk? Right there. This is your assigned position for briefings. Okay, we're there. Let me just load that and make sure I'm there in time just in case that affects things. And I also want to see what this fellow said. No, that was the same one. It was the redheaded dude, this guy. Did you hear? The Greasy Spoon quit giving half-price meals. Oh, we're going to have to actually do some real work now. Okay. The interpreter's disappeared, so I'm definitely in the right place. Sergeant John Dooley briefs the 1300 shift, beginning with the latest hot sheet of stolen rides. I wonder if we're going to see those two vehicles we saw on the clipboard. Welcome back, men, says Sergeant John Dooley. I hope you enjoyed the long weekend. So it's either Monday or Tuesday. Now listen up, he barks. We're looking for a black 1983 Cadillac, license number LOP1238, vehicle identification number C03456218, reported stolen last week. Try hard to find it, so I can get that Malcolm Washington character off my back for a change. I need to write those down. One sec. That is definitely not the code that we saw on the clipboard. Alright, that is written down. Dooley continues. Now hear this. Last night, 3 teenagers were arrested in 3 separate arrests, each for drunk driving. 2 of the 3 were in possession of cocaine, and all 3 attend Jefferson High School. That should tell you something, boys and girls. I went to the wrong school, clearly. Well, that's it for today. Watch your butts, kids. We don't want old Chief Whipplestick whining about our industrial injury stats going up again. Sonny Bonds, your call number will be 83-32. Or 83-32. Not sure which. Just writing that down as well. Right, we've got points. Can I bump into any more of you dudes? I had 2 arrests last night. It's a shame both of them wanted to go the hard way. Fortunately, the lady seems to leave the room before we can get to her. You're going to have to hump to catch me, boy. I wrote so many tickets while you were off duty, I wore down 2 pencils and ran a pen clear out of ink. I understand why you're using the verb hump, but honestly, that's probably not the best choice there. You as well? better write some tickets if you want to keep Dooley off your back. Yeah, okay. We have to be a traffic cop for a bit. It sure clears out quick around here. Anyone in the locker room? No, just our janitor. He doesn't clean very well, but he sure cleans slow. I assume everyone is out on the beat now. All right, let me make a save. And I'm just going to pause the game very quickly because I want to check the manual again. The manual suggested a list of items that we need. So, according to the department standards, we need a uniform. Yep. Gun belt with handcuff case, handcuffs, and holster. I'm not convinced we have a handcuff case or handcuffs. We've got the service revolver. We've got the ammunition. We don't have the nightstick. We've definitely got the radio extender and the keys, ticket book, notebook, pen, and briefcase. So we are missing some stuff. We're missing some stuff out of required equipment, and I'm worried that we're going to get pulled up on that. Right, back to it. I assume all we can really do now is get out there and write some tickets.